Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to the video on design consideration, tall buildings. Now that you know that the elements in a frame structure and the load transfer strategy in a structural design, you will go on to understand the desired outcomes of the design process. Structural engineers need to consider the following design outcomes of the structural design. The design structural members should withstand the internal forces generated as a reaction to the loads on the building. You will calculate these forces by doing structural analysis. These sections must not fail structurally. When faced with a choice of multiple structural stable designs, economics of the project should be vital parameter. Keeping this in mind, you have to compute specifications, which are cross-section dimensions, grade of materials, amount of reinforcement. To assist with the preliminary design process, a list of standards is prescribed to a civil engineer while designing structural elements. The two major Indian standard codes followed for building design which IS 456 for design of plain and reinforced concrete structures, IS 800 for design of steel structures. For example, the American Concrete Institute 318 is a design code for concrete design in America. These codes differ primarily in the provisions or standard specifications for design of buildings based on local construction norms and available material properties. There are also some standard design materials and sections used in India for structural design. The available concrete grades are M20, M25, M30, M35, M40, etc., where the number next to M represents the compressive strength attained for concrete after 28 days of curing. For the steel reinforcement bars, you have different grades like Fe415, Fe500, mild grade 250, etc. 415 bar would have a minimum yield stress of 415 Newton per mm square, and so on. In the design of steel structures, you have different steel sections with grades of steel like Fe250 and Fe345 sections, which are available in the market. These sections are available in the Indian Steel Table database, from where you can refer and choose the required dimensions. The common steel sections are ISMB series, ISWB series, ISHB series, ISJB series, etc. These series meaning Indian Standard Medium Weight Beam, Indian Standard Wide Flange Beam, Indian Standard Heavy Weight Beam, Indian Standard Junior Beam, ISWB series, ISHB series, ISJB series, etc. These series meaning Indian Standard Medium Weight Beam, Indian Standard Wide Flange Beam, Indian Standard Heavyweight Beam, Indian Standard Junior Beam categories under which the sections of different dimensions are listed for structural. And so the process of structural design for the civil structural engineer is essentially as follows. As input, you need information about the loads the building will be subjected to, the building architectural plan, and the available materials and element sections which you will be using to design the elements. Once you have this information, you will perform structural analysis by applying the loads on the structural elements and checking the internal forces, stresses, displacements, and other results for any failure. These results will lead you to the design These results will lead you to design the elements after referring to the IS codes for design. In this process, you will finalize the element sections, the materials used, and the reinforcement details which will complete the design process. Thank you. Subscribe for more.